let's keep this going. And the next thing you need to know about men is that men can be very emotionally fragile with the woman that they love. All right. So the reality is that I know a lot of you are accustomed to dealing with men who seem very emotionally detached, very emotionally unbothered, don't really care. Like some of y'all may even question, do men have feelings? And they do. They have tons of feelings. It's just that for some, it's an issue of just suppressing it and not knowing how to deal with it and handle it and letting it out. For others, it may just be because he's not serious about you, so there are no feelings there for him to let out. He's just trying to navigate the situation casually and get what he's looking for out of it. And then for some, there's a level of fear of opening up in that way. But regardless of where a man stands, the point that I'm trying to drive here is when he's genuinely into you, when he genuinely cares, he becomes more fragile to how you treat him, more fragile to the words you use with him. Basically, the woman a man cares for has the power to build him up and inspire him, but just as quickly tear him down and destroy him. Plain and simple. And this is why some men become scared of allowing themselves to be with a woman they have deep feelings for, is because they've been burned before. And I'm not validating this approach, I'm explaining it. Many men who have been hurt feel like when they allow themselves to be vulnerable, it backfired. They felt weak. They felt like they lost respect. And what they aren't realizing is that those may all be symptoms of you were dealing with the wrong woman, number one. And number two, you may have been crossing a line where you didn't have enough respect for yourself. How can you expect others to respect you? You know, and I won't get too deep into that right now, but it's something that we have to understand our role in how people receive us or perceive us in certain moments, and address the deeper things within us that may have caused or contributed to some of those unpleasant experiences. But getting back to the point that the man is more fragile when he cares about you. And that's why, as a woman, you've got to be really careful with maybe falling into certain bad habits of how you might speak to a man. Because again, you may have, let's just say you dated 5 guys in a row who were all on some nonsense, right? And because of that, you may have engaged in talking harshly and saying certain things, you know, and in toxic behaviors, whether you fully realize that or not. Now you meet this new guy, and he's actually a good dude. He actually cares about you, but you haven't resolved and released all that past trauma from those previous experiences, all that hurt, all that negative energy that you might still be holding on to. And then you don't realize how you're now putting it onto him. All right. And for him, those other guys, they were able to take those punches more because they didn't care about you as much. So it's easy for the guy who's toxic and doesn't truly care about you, is just trying to be with you for his own selfish reasons. He can deal with your talking disrespectfully to him and all these different things, or it doesn't hurt him or push him away like it will the guy who actually cares about you. All right, that's going to hit him harder. So this is why you want to make sure that you are always speaking in love. You're always speaking with positive energy. And if the man who you are dating cannot honor and respect that, then that is your sign that he's not someone you should be dealing with right now. But you don't want to deviate or change how you come across because of, again, the previous experiences or just unresolved hurt from your past. That's going to derail and sabotage a lot of potential relations for you. I've seen a lot of situations where a woman's tongue, her mouth, got in the way of something that could have been good. All right. So you want to be mindful of that. You want to start working on that. And you want to be honest with yourself about that if that is you, if that does apply to you. But also understand that because it's not always about how we think we're coming across, it's about understanding how they are receiving us. You want to be mindful of, if you ever notice any kind of pushback, resistance, or issue when you're dating a guy or in a relationship with a man, asking him, Is he okay with how you speak to him? Discussing how you guys can better communicate in a way that allows him to be receptive to you and communicate with you as well in a healthy manner. So have those discussions, but be open enough and be honest with yourself enough if that is an issue that pertains to you. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there. So I know for a lot of you, the belief is that men are confusing as hell and men are complicated and men are difficult. And for some of y'all, you may have gotten to a point where you feel like men aren't even worth dealing with.